How's it going, everybody? Good. Good to see everybody.
Caleb, what all do you know about the March 2023 trade between the Bears and the Panthers? That's part of the reason that you're here right now.
Yeah, I know about it a little bit. Not too much, obviously. Grateful that it happened. Be able to be a Chicago Bear. Yeah, I'm not too deep into the history of kind of what happened, but I do know it got us a bunch of different things, DJ and picks and myself included.
Do you know what all those picks turned into?
Um,
Off the top, do you have any?
Not off the top,
Okay.
not off the top, but it's
Darnell and
yeah, it's a
you and DJ. And
yeah, it's a now I know, but it's a good collection of players that we have here.
When you guys talked to Shane last week and gave your input there, how much of that contributed to the no huddle that you ran? You made kind of a passing reference after the game that he kind of let you cook a little bit.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say necessarily no huddle is what I was getting at, but in the sense it kind of does, because what I was asking or saying or relaying to him was just about whatever we're in the flow of. When we get going and we're running the ball, when we get going, if it's no huddle, when we get going and it's passing out of just from the huddle, if it's no huddle, like I said, just a bunch of different things. Just finding that flow, keeping the flow, so everybody can get in rhythm, everybody can feel good, and that was the main thing of what I was getting at.
Then, safer to say it's personnel more than it is tempo, or a little bit of both.
I think it's a little bit of both.
How were you more comfortable at the line of scrimmage on Sunday? And was that because you got to the line of scrimmage faster, maybe than you had?
I don't know if that's the case. I think throughout these past couple weeks or 4 weeks, I guess, I've been getting more comfy at getting back into the flow of playing football. Getting back in the flow of getting up there, making checks, taking a few hits, all of that. And so I think the biggest thing is just myself, just getting back into the flow. It's a new everything for me being here, and so getting to the flow, making sure I'm Shane and I are on the same page that when he calls a play and we have alerts and things like that, that we're on the same page. So yeah, I think I would say that's the biggest thing.
After 4 games, Caleb, do you have a good idea of who you guys are offensively after 4 games? Do you have a good idea of that?
I don't know if I have that answer specifically down yet. We're definitely figuring it out, and it's like I said a few weeks ago, it had to happen sooner rather than later, and it's happened pretty soon. I would say, and us figuring out, I think last game is a huge stepping stone for us to be able to go versus a team like that, and coaches like that, coaches that's won Super Bowl, quarterback that's won a Super Bowl on the other side. There's a lot of knowledge over there, and so being able to get the run game going, be pretty balanced. I would say run game, pass game wise, and get all of that going. I think we're taking the right steps in the direction. But I think especially with all the new additions that we have, I think we expected and wanted to happen faster. But this is the process that we're in, and so happy to come out with the win last week, but definitely figuring it out very soon.
You mentioned after the game the other day how you hadn't played in real games since November, and you mentioned that a couple of times. How real of a thing is that? Like it seems like that since you mentioned it a few times that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's definitely real. You can prepare all you want. If you look at all the injured guys or all the people that stopped playing for a year, whatever the case may be, when you come back or when they've come back, the football shape, it's different. You can run all you want. You can run the hills. You can lift. You can do all these things. Be on such a tight routine with yourself and the team or whatever the case may be. And you get into a football game and things like that, and you're tired. You're exhausted in the game. You've taken a few hits and your body hasn't adjusted to that yet. It's I think it's a real thing. Yeah, you feel it all. After the first 2 games of my career here, I was a little bit more sore than I have been these past 2 weeks. you know, it's I think it is something for sure.
Caleb, Torrey told us the day that he was drafted that you had texted him and said, you're not gonna be punting much here.
Mhm.
Having seen the offense try to find its footing these first couple weeks, how big of an asset has he been to what you guys are, operationally doing and being able to flip the field?
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable. I mean, that might have when we drafted him, the night we drafted him, that was the first time I've ever looked at a punter highlight tape on the night we drafted him. And I love the guy. He's great. It was one of those running jokes on that draft night. I sent him a few other stuff, but that was the thing that came out. I said that, and I'm obviously grateful to have him for what he does for this team, how he helps out this team. He's such a great human, let alone an outstanding punter. To be able to do some of the things he does, like I think it was 65-yard punt that pinned him at the 10-yard line, before we go get that pick at the end of the game to go and seal it. So, I mean, he's like I said, unbelievable, and super happy to have him here. We talk and joke and laugh all the time, anytime we, get a chance to. Like I said, he's pretty sick.
Caleb, what have you learned in the NFL about through experience here in 4 games, the value of the underneath game in the NFL, where those are not usually going to be highlight plays, but you were getting 8 yards per play doing that Sunday, for example?
Yeah, I think that was when I was in college. I think that was a knock on my game. I think everybody wanted to say that I don't take checkdowns and things like that, but you also have to adapt to the team. You also have to adapt to the situation. It's always a growing and learning process. And I think I've done, I would say a pretty solid job of finding the checkdowns and understanding that game is so huge for us and our offense and, keeping us on the football field. So, with me doing that and all of that, I think it's been important for us. I think it's something that I've gotten better with, obviously. And also I know that, when you can steal first downs, which is what checkdowns do, it helps out tremendously, in the long run of the game.
Obviously, you don't want to be only that.
Yes.
There's levels above that. But
Yep.
do you view that as a key step in building your foundation as a quarterback?
Definitely a key step. To be able to play for a long time, not holding the ball, taking those sacks, finding your checkdowns, getting the ball at your hands, and letting the guys that you have, go make plays. It's what I'm here to do. Obviously, make plays, but it's obviously, we have 10 other guys on the field to be out there, with me and make plays. And so being able to get the ball in their hands with space, it's a lot of times what teams do with checkdowns. They give that guy space, and so give him the ball, the right shoulder, so he can turn, get upfield, split two, get the first down, get as close as you can to possibly even go for it, and put yourself in better advantageous positions.
On the end zone shot you missed at DJ late in the first half, what did you see and expect there versus what he saw and expected there on that play?
Which side? Because I had two.
North,
Towards the tunnel?
First half, yeah.
Towards the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the safety was tucked in, and that corner made DJ go inside. They were in some sort of too high shell kind of thing, and I don't know if that corner was played it bad or if they were just in cover 2 specifically. But reading it through the drop back, and when I was dropping back, saw DJ go inside. Thought DJ was going to keep it a little bit more, vertical. He went back out, so just not on the same page. I wouldn't say it's somebody's fault. I think just us not being on the same page. We went over to the sideline, obviously let everything calm down because I'm frustrated. He's frustrated. We both want to, make that moment and go score right before half, especially because that's big for any game, as y'all may know, being able to score before going into half. And so, having that moment, letting everything calm down, go talk to him after, just get on the same page so that when it does happen again, that we hit for a big one going into half. And you never know what game or, when it might happen. I may in a few games late in the season and be like, you remember when we played versus the Rams and they gave us that, that shot before half. Let's, if they give us that again, let's be on the same page kind of thing. So, us just be on the same page, getting on the same page. It's early in the season and, we're finding it definitely and finding, what works best for both of us.
Caleb, you had the best passer rating among anybody in the NFL dealing with pressure in this past week. You were dominant against the blitz this past week. Is there something in week 4 that slowed down for you? Is there something in week 4 that you adjusted in your game to allow you to see that and feel that backside pressure a little bit more this week?
No, I think for me it's understanding what we need as a team right now in the moment, which is no turnovers, protecting the football, and then being smart with the football. Regardless of what the score is first half or anything like that, all of our games have come down to the wire. So understanding that, and if I can not turn the ball over and find a way to get those extra points, those extra 3 points, those extra the extra 7, removing those interceptions, it helps the team in a long way. And I think honestly just getting more comfortable. You learn from all your mistakes, and that's what I've been doing. Those interceptions, those messed up plays that I may have had, the rookie mistakes, as they call them. Just learning from those as fast as possible. Not hanging my head for too long. Obviously frustrated about them because it's not a characteristic that I've been used to is turning the ball over. So making sure I protect the ball, not having mistakes overall, and then doing whatever team needs me to do.
Caleb, do you think
Matty Verpluce said up here last week that the most important thing you can do is not turn the ball over.
Yep.
Is that limiting at all for a quarterback?
No, it's not limiting. You just gotta you honestly have to measure your attack, and when is the best chance. And I think that's the toughest thing. You may want that shot, like the pass versus the Colts. Where it got tipped up with the defender's back turned, and I threw it to Rome. You got to measure your shots. You got to measure it in the game. Obviously, there's going to be turnovers. There's going to things that happen, but not making a bad play worse, not making the situation worse, and then also even if the situation is bad, understanding the situation. We may have just had a turnover, 3 and out on defense, keeping them off the field, keeping that offense off the field, understanding taking the check down right there may be best, and just like I said, measuring when to take that knockout shot. Awesome, the Bears. Thank you.
TJ, how different could things look or feel if you guys get the win over Carolina? I mean, at one point, obviously it felt like the sky was falling, maybe from the outside. I mean, but if you guys win this thing.
Well, the great thing is we back 500, 2-2, on to the next opponent, which is Carolina. This win to mean a lot heading over into next week when we go over and play in London. Being 3-2 is better than 2-3, so we want to win in that win column.
I know you played the Panthers last year, but is there anything special about going against your former team?
Nah, not this year. I think it was enough last year. I don't really care this year.
TJ, have you taken stock in all of the things in addition to you that the Bears got back in that trade?
It was a lot, but I haven't really sat down and really looked at all the pieces we got. I mean, you can see it, but not to really go and think about it and dang, we really made an impact, but we really did. Shout out to Post for that. So, that was a good trade.
Do you ever take time to reflect on how your personal situation, how different it would be if you hadn't been involved in that trade?
No, I don't really live in what if. It happened. We here now. Another contract later, and I'm grateful.
Caleb talked about understanding what the team needs,
Mhm.
taking the check down when it's there. It might not be the splashiest of plays, but effectively moving the ball down the field. How is, from your perspective as a receiver, can that be hard for a quarterback to do?
What, taking a check down?
Just, not big play hunting.
Oh, every quarterback wants the big play, but if it's not there or they can't see it, the check down is going to be open because everybody else is downfield. So, never go broke, taking a profit. That's what my coach say. So that's what we're living by, and I get it.
Is the key to developing chemistry between you and Caleb just a constant line of communication? Even he was saying even after the play last week, there's frustration on both sides, but to come together and kind of talk about it. Do you have to talk about it immediately, or is it something you say, all right, we're gonna learn the more that we go through that, or are you someone that's this is what I want, or this is how I need?
We both was frustrated after that missed touchdown. We both well, he came over and we both talked about it. Got on the same page right then and there. I mean, shouldn't be no more mishaps on like a ball like that going forward.
DJ, what did you see in that particular instance that made you take it back out?
It's a whole shot. So I was thinking he played outside. I had to go inside, widen back out, and then assess where the safety was. And he thought I was going to just run straight. And now we know we're going to go the Caleb way and we're going to get it right.
Are you the type of,
When you talk about getting on the same page, what does that entail here, you know, through the time that you're together?
Just growing through the reps. I mean, we never had a clouded rep like that, and where the corner was trailing still. So it was pretty different. So it was like I said, it was on me. Really wasn't knowing what he was thinking, but I was thinking one thing, like going back out, and I mean, we got it fixed now. So.
are you the type of receiver to say like, this is how I want this ball thrown on these type of routes? Or are you just kind of like, when we get to that play, we trust the chemistry and the work that we've done? on that play?
Yeah, I'm just the type to go out there and just trust it. We should have had a talk about that, but we didn't. It came up faster than expected, and we didn't connect on it.
DJ, as a veteran player, one who knows he's gonna be here for a while, is it ever frustrating when it's essentially, you've got a new quarterback, learning a new system, all that kind of stuff that you have to be patient? Is it ever hard for you to be patient as a veteran player who's just ready to roll?
A little bit, and then it's not, because we was all rookies at one point being a vet. So I know what he's going through. You can't be too frustrated. I mean, you could be frustrated within the way you're playing, like as a player, but not at a young guy that's still coming along. So yeah.
What have you learned about Rowe just through these first 4 games and watching how he operates?
That shoot, he be rolling off the ball. Have y'all seen him when on film? Like this past weekend, I think he took off on a route that he was wide open. I was like, dang, he moving. I even seen him out the side of my eye. I was like, am I going slow or is he just moving fast? But just his speed and confidence out there, just going out there playing free.
How much of the conversation that you and Caleb end up having after the miss plays into you guys both being on the same page when you finally connect on the touchdown?
I mean, after that, it's just going out there trusting it, because, I mean, on the touchdown, shoot, that's a lot of trust. The dude had his back to me, to him, and he just threw a dot, and I just had to be an athlete and just stay in bounds and catch it. So that was a trust ball. But getting on the same page on easy stuff like how we missed it's a dagger more than anything.
DJ, what do you know about J.C. Horn, his skill set, and the things he can do in that position?
I mean, JC. He's probably one of the elite corners in the league. You know, I was there when he had his injuries, but at practice it was battle. So, looking to see what he does on Sunday.
What was with the touchdown pass, going back to that? When you see them match up a linebacker, what's going through your mind? The laugh tells me already. What's going through your mind as a receiver? Like, is it just Caleb? You got to make this throw. I'm about to cook this guy.
First you gotta know where you at in the read. So I probably was like second or third, but I knew it was going to have to get back to me because it was a linebacker. So I was like, if this thing don't get back this way, we might have some more discussions on the sideline. Cause and it ended up getting back, so it was no discussion on the sideline. It was all happy vibes. Like most of the time, it is happy vibes. So I gave him the ball after that. So I was ecstatic for him.
DJ, do you just have to trust that he'll see that, or do you have something in your pocket where you can signal him?
No, you just gotta trust that he see it. I think we all saw it when we was spread out wide, and it was just me and the linebacker right there. So I'm like, I hope we see this fast. But if it had played out any different, I hope we would have scored regardless. Hopefully.